Hi Digestives, welcome to Crimes Digested, where we try to digest senseless crimes. Today we're going to be talking about another parking lot dispute. If you've seen my other videos, I have a story about a parking lot disagreement that ended so tragically, and this story reminds me so much of that same case. Without further ado, we're just going to jump right in today's case. What do you guys think is too many second chances? Do you guys believe that everyone deserves a second chance? Do you think that sometimes some people just don't deserve it? Or do you think that sometimes second chances are just not worth it? Because we're going to be talking about a man named Lavar Davis, okay? Lavar Davis is a man who loves asking for second chances. I don't know what you have to do to be dubbed a career criminal, but that was his nickname. He's known as the career criminal. By the time he was 17, this kid was already getting into trouble because in 1997, he was 17 at the time and he went out with one of his friends. The guy's name was Ramsey, and they get into this argument with another guy who was 22 at the time. His name was Berkeley. And for whatever reason, whatever was the cause of the altercation, it called for him shooting the guy, Berkeley. Now, Berkeley ended up passing away, and in fear, I guess. I think this is a natural reaction for most people. When you do something that scares you, you might want to run away. Kids do it too, when they break something in the house, they run away. But this is not a situation to compare to breaking something in a house. So I'm not trying to compare, okay? I'm just trying to say that most people's first reaction is, oh, I am so screwed. I need to get away from here so I don't get in trouble. Now, he tries to run away. He takes this bus fare that was worth like $300 from Ramsey and runs away. And police catches up to him. They lock him up. He spends about 24 years, a little over 24 years in prison from 1997 all the way up to 2021. He's locked up in prison. And during this time, he realized that being in prison, looking at a possible lifetime in prison, is lonely, So he decided to go on this pen pal website for prisoners and find love. He's looking for love. And he says that he's a really good guy. He's intelligent. He's funny, he's a great person. He's looking for a woman who is down to earth, a woman that's going to be like his ride or die. And from what I'm reading, it seems like he does meet a few people. Honestly, that man probably has better love life than me. I'm just saying. Because he ends up dating this girl, and 3 years into the relationship, he gets released on parole. Now, obviously, when you're released on parole, you're not supposed to have weapons. You're supposed to be following certain rules, guidelines, restrictions. This man forgoes all of that, okay? He's out living large. He's doing his thing. He's living big. He doesn't even act like a man that's on parole. Matter of fact, the first thing he does is purchase a gun or acquires a gun. I don't think he purchases this legally because he's not supposed to purchase any, but he acquires a gun, goes to his ex-girlfriend's apartment and starts shooting away at her place. So he gets taken in, charged for felony possession of ammunition, and he goes back to prison. This time he writes to the judge again, and he's requesting another second chance. He claims that he knows, like he knew what he did was wrong. He's not denying that fact. But considering the fact that he went to prison when he was only 17, an adolescent, he didn't know any better. At 42, it's just so hard to integrate, get back in society and be a civil person, I suppose. So for him, it's harder than the average person. And he's begging the judge. He's like, if you show me mercy, if you take pity on me and you release me out there, I'm not gonna do anything to risk losing the freedom that I'm gonna have again. So after just 15 months in prison, the judge was like, okay, fine, you can go back out, but this time you're gonna be on a lifetime parole. So again, when you're on parole, you do what? You stay out of trouble. Exactly, kids. Don't do anything that's gonna get you in jail in the first place. But when you're on parole, you stay out of trouble. Homeboy said, you know what? I'm okay. He's back living large again. And that's when he ends up in a bar. It's called Absoluto in the Bronx. And this bar is a problem bar for most of the neighbors in the area because it brings a lot of people in the area. And when you're living in a place where there's a club and all these people are always there, constant fightings. I'm sure there's a lot of fightings. I don't know about you, but anytime I go anywhere close to bars, you always see people arguing. And arguments turn into fights. That's why I don't go out. I stay home because I'm smart. You should be like me. But he went to this bar with a girlfriend, okay? And when he was at this bar, he parked his car in front of this driveway before they went to the bar. Now, this is what I'm going to introduce you to his complete opposite, his like day and night. The stark contrast between him and Trevor Hughes is huge, okay? Because Trevor is the completely opposite of Lavar. Trevor moved in the US when he was 7 or 18 years old, and he's so hardworking. He's all about working hard and taking care of yourself. You know, he's a grandfather at this point. He's 49. He's a grown man. He's always taking care of people around him. He works multiple jobs since he was very young. He's worked multiple jobs. He cares so much about his community. His whole thing, like if you ask anyone that knows him, they say his motto is respecting the community. He was a handyman in the local community. He takes care of everybody. He had a neighbor who was like, I was so caught off guard with what happened to him because this man helps everybody that needs help. No one can go to him and ask for help and he turn his back on them or anything like that. He's always helping people. He said that sometimes when he goes out early, and this is New York, so you know that when it's wintertime, it's wintertime. He says when he goes out early and there's snow in the driveway, Trevor will come out and shovel the snow for his mother because she's elderly. And he just does everything in his power to protect or like help people in his local community. He works as a locksmith, and then when he does have a little bit of time in between, he works as a DJ. And I think the DJ is a passion for him because he DJs, and I don't know. I feel like most DJs, they do it because they just love the art. He has this long lock of dread, so everybody calls him Dread because of those locks. He's just one of those people that when you see him, you know he's a hardworking person, and it just makes you feel for him, you know? But on February 9th of 2025, he drives home with his fiance next to him in the car, and he's on the phone with his brother. They're talking, having a regular conversation when he sees a car parked in his driveway. Now, the spot that the car was parked in, this SUV was parked in, that's where he usually parks. He actually paid to be able to park in that location. And I feel like this is not the first time he's had this situation happen to him. Because, like I said, there's a bar or a club right down the block from where they live. And they have concern with people just flocking their areas, especially on the weekend. I imagine it's filled with just anybody and everybody and their grandmas and their cousins and nephews and sons. Okay, so he's on the phone with his brother and he's telling his brother, oh my god, it looks like somebody parked in my parking lot again. I imagine that's how the conversation went. I wasn't there, but it sounds like that's how it went. Okay, he's like, somebody parked in my parking spot, and the brother tells him to call the non-emergency line for New York Police Department. He's like, call 311 if they come and they see that the car is parked in a spot that it shouldn't be parked, because there's no parking on the driveway where the car was parked. Because again, I'm sure people flocks that area, so they probably put that sign there to make sure people don't park there. It's supposed to be illegal to park there, and he paid for that spot. So anybody, rightfully so, would be like, that's my parking spot. And he's a law-abiding citizen. He's not about to leave his car parked on the side of the street when he has a perfectly good spot that he paid for. Okay? Keep this in mind. So he's like, somebody parked in my spot. I'm going to call the police to get them to move their car or find a solution to whatever's going to happen, right? Now, what the police are supposed to do is come, ticket the car, and tow the car. Okay, they're supposed to come, ticket the car, tow the car because it's not supposed to be parked there. That's what they're supposed to do. Okay, if someone parks in your driveway and you don't want the car there, they're supposed to come tow the car. But the patrol car came and did nothing. They didn't. I guess they were new on the job, or they couldn't care less. Honestly, no shade or anything. Not to say that I would probably do a better job, but sometimes I feel like New York Police Department are very lazy. Don't come for me, okay? It's an observation. Sometimes I feel like they're very lazy when they're called to a scene of an accident or something. They're very lazy. I covered another case where they called the police and the police came, sat in their patrol car, and then called back and were like, yeah, there's no distress here. So I feel like they're very, very lazy. That's just an opinion, not a fact, okay? So allegedly the patrol car came, they didn't do anything, and Trevor decided to take matters into his own hand. He assumed, more than likely correctly, that the people that parked in front of his place were people that were frequenting the bar. So he goes over to the club and he tells them like, hey, I need you guys to make an announcement or something. You know that thing where it's like, when the person who drives the Honda Civic with the license plate, blah, 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 go take their car, right? Move your car, move your vehicle, whatever. So he's thinking that's what's going to happen. He goes into the club, he tells them this, and he walks away. He comes back, and he's probably chit-chatting with his fiance. At this point, it is well past 1 in the morning, like almost 2 a.m., okay? He's standing there with his fiance. They're talking. He just wants to go home, take a shower, go to sleep because he has to wake up in like 4 hours for another DJing job at a brunch place. So they're just hanging out there waiting for whoever parked their car to move the car. When two people walk up to the Jeep and then they walk towards them and they start an altercation. They start this argument and the guy's like, I didn't park in your driveway. I don't know who he is to think that you're gonna come and tell me you didn't park in my driveway when I'm seeing clearly you park it. Who are you to define a driveway to me? He's like, I didn't park in your driveway. And then he started getting belligerent. He's like, you want to get it? You want to get it? I'm going to get the gun for you. So it became a whole thing, okay? And before you know it, he pulls out a gun and shoots Trevor in the abdomen. Meanwhile, his girlfriend walks over to the other side and starts beating on Trevor's fiance. And it makes no sense. I personally, if I was with my man, right? If I was with my man, I don't have one yet, but if I was with my man and he's fighting somebody, I would be like, honey, let's not start anything. Come on, let's go. First of all, I hope God takes remove from me any man that has that kind of temper. But if that was the situation, my reaction would be to remove him from the situation, not egg him on and go beat on the other person. But she went over and started beating on the fiance. She breaks her teeth, she breaks her nose, and she fractures her orbit. So the eye socket, the bone in the eye socket. She fractures her orbital bone and they run off. By the time the police get there to take the couple to the hospital, on arrival, he was pronounced dead. Trevor Hughes was pronounced dead, and his fiance went in for treatment. Now, the police immediately found out who caused all of this commotion because a neighbor had a recording of everything that happened, and she was telling the police, like, yeah, I saw the video. They came and they started arguing. They were saying that we're not parked in your driveway. And then he started like saying, I'm gonna get it. You wanna get it? You wanna get it? I'm gonna get the gun for you. And then boom, boom, boom. He shoots disputes. The fiance started getting beaten on, and she was badly beaten. Just he beat the hell out of her. And the police are like, okay, we need to go get this Lavar Davis. They start looking for Lavar, and lo and behold, they didn't even get that far. They went straight to his girlfriend's house, and they started hiding out there. When the police go to take him in, he refused to come out voluntarily. He barricaded himself in that home and was like, I'm not going anywhere with y'all. So they had to literally call the emergency service unit to come drag him to the police station like a freaking, I don't know, a sheep going to the slaughter. I hope I never commit a crime that's gonna land me in prison. But if I do, I'd rather go willingly. I want them to see me as so willing that I don't even need handcuffs. Okay? Because that's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Okay? But he was like, I'm not going out. So they had to drag him to the police station. The ex-girlfriend, or not ex-girlfriend, but the girlfriend also gets arrested, and she's charged with harassment and assault. Her situation is a little less crazy than his, but prosecutors are saying that she might get charged for more than that, just because she was hiding him, and he's pretty much a fugitive. So yeah, she might get charged for more than just the harassment and assault. But he gets taken to, jail, and prosecutors are seeing all his crimes. He had a rap sheet, and they're like, how is this man out here chilling like this? Because he has all these felonies. And the fact that he was let back out on the streets, when every time he did something, he goes back into prison, it seems very clearly that he is not rehabilitated, okay? Rehabilitated. Rehabilitated. He is not rehabilitated. So the fact that he's let out into this, into normal society, it baffles me. But since this case is still ongoing, nothing is, concrete yet, but the prosecutors do say that he's looking at second degree, murder, which I don't know why. I feel like he should be charged with first degree murder and go back to prison for life. Just my opinion. Please don't come for me if you do get set free, since you have a reputation of being set free. I'm just speaking in general. If I was the one that was the criminal, I think I deserve that too. Okay, I'm not saying that you specifically. I'm scared, but I'm speaking in general. Okay, I personally think that the crime, the punishment should fit the crime, and a lot of people get punished for things when it's like, oh my god, why is such a heavy punishment? And then some people, they do wild stuff, and the punishment is like a freaking pinch on the wrist, not even a slap. Okay, it's like a little pinch, like a little tickle. Like, you know how when you do something, your mom grab your skin, and maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But when you do something and your parents grab the skin on you and try to pull you and warn you, that's all he keeps getting. So anyways, that is it. The case is still ongoing. If there's anything pertinent, I'll put it in the comment. I'll pin it in the comments. But that's pretty much it. The brother is still grieving. He feels lost. He said that his heart feels empty. His home feels empty. He doesn't even know how to go on. And he says that the fiance honestly is grieving so much more. She's broken. She was there. She saw everything that happened to her man. She saw him literally get slaughtered pretty much in front of her, and that will break anybody. Honestly, it will break anyone's heart. But yeah, he said that this is something that has been happening not just in their community, it's happening all over New York, and a lot of innocent people are dying, especially kids. Innocent kids are dying, and nothing is being done about it. He wants Donald Trump, to take a look at what's happening in New York and maybe bring the death penalty in New York. Now, I don't know how likely that is to happen, just because I don't think the current president cares that much about people in the low income brackets lives. Allegedly, I'm a scary cat, okay? I'm scared. I'm so scared. But I don't think that's gonna do anything. However, one can only hope, okay? I do wonder how every single person that's ever like fought for him to get all his appeals, I do wonder how they feel about this situation. I would love to pick their brains if I could. Not that I could. I don't even think anybody cared about what I have to say, but I do want to pick their brains because they wrote letters. They one guy who is a part of this organization called keeping our streets safe or something like that, don't quote me on that, but he's part of this organization that is supposed to be helping protect young people who are involved in gangs and stuff like that. He even asked Lavar to give a speech at one of his meetings, and he went and gave speeches at multiple meetings, and this man is very good at giving speeches, okay? They said he is so good at giving speeches that they really believe that he could change the people that come to those meetings' lives. That's how good his speech was, okay? And he even said, I'm willing to give him work. I'm willing to give him a place to stay. He's like taking it upon himself to take this man in and help him because he really thinks that this man has changed, and he has not. He has not changed at all. But I really do wonder what their thoughts are now, because this man had a whole vacation planned. You know, he was 49, he was getting ready to turn 50, and he was looking forward to going back to the Caribbean, to his home like town called Tortola, to celebrate with his family, you know. And now he lost his life, and all those future plans, all those things that he was looking forward to, his family was looking forward to, have all been shattered and just yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this case. I want to know in the comments what your thoughts are. Do you guys believe that he's gonna get off light? Do you think this is gonna be it? This is gonna be his last, final strike? Do you feel like he has a better love story than you? Because this man's been dating more than I don't know. This man. But I guess to each their own. Some people love their felons, but that's it. So y'all stay out of trouble. Don't be fighting over parking spots. I said this before and I'm gonna say it again, but don't be fighting over a parking spot. This is a situation where I personally, I don't even think he could do anything about this. I'm talking about Trevor specifically, but I don't think he could have done anything differently. He did everything right. He called the police. He asked them to come move the car, but they let him down, and it's sad, honestly. But I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and take care of yourself. Bye.